Then you married again when you were 61, I think, right?
Yeah.
To actor Richard Lawson, and divorced after almost 10 years. And our friend Tyler Perry, in the book you talk about, told you something. What was that? He told you about that?
He just told me that I told him what happened, and he loves Richard also. And he was like, I'm very sad to hear that. And I said, but, you know, this marriage is not bringing out the best in me. And I have finally found my worth, and I know that I deserve to be happy. I know I deserve for somebody to be happy when they see me and to celebrate me. And it's not doing it for me. It's bringing out the worst in me.
The thing is that Richard is not a grudge holder. He's not, you know, he won't hold a grudge. I love that about him more than anything else. He probably holds a grudge. He probably does hold a grudge.
I don't.
But you never see it. So he can be so mad at you, and then he'll come and say, you want me to bring you something to eat? And it's so sweet. So he just gets over it, and he doesn't.
Miss Tina must have really done a number on Richard Lawson, because what do you mean he's openly backing Matthew Knowles now? That twist alone has people raising eyebrows. Matthew has been taking serious heat for what he recently said about his ex-wife, but he clearly isn't backing down. And surprisingly, Richard is starting to sound like he agrees. In fact, Richard is now hinting that Matthew might not be completely wrong about Tina, and that's the part that has everyone talking. According to him, Tina Knowles was basically the Kris Jenner of the music industry before Kris Jenner even became a household name. Sure, she played a major role in building Beyoncé's empire, but behind the scenes, Richard suggests the story may not be as perfect as fans believed. He claims that while the public saw the success, there was a lot more happening privately that people never realized. So now the big question is this: what exactly are Matthew and Richard accusing Tina of behind closed doors? Well, Matthew Knowles has been making rounds in the media lately. He's been doing interview after interview, and some of his comments are starting to resurface. During that press run, he sat down for an interview with Pix 11. The interview officially aired back in January. But recently, something unexpected happened. Someone managed to get their hands on a portion of the interview that never made it to broadcast. That unreleased clip suddenly leaked online, catching everyone, including Matthew, completely off guard. Apparently, Matthew had specifically asked for that exact segment to be removed before the interview was published, which means someone clearly thought that clip was too juicy to stay hidden and decided to release it anyway, unleashing absolute chaos.
You've earned your flowers. I said the same thing to Miss Tina Knowles. You guys put in the work, and obviously the talent was there with your kids and your grandkids.
What work did she put in?
In the hair, clothing,
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And the styling.
The styling.
The imaging, you're right.
She claimed to have preyed on the name, and different aspects of that.
Sure.
So, yeah. It's a joint effort.
We'll stop now.
Matthew immediately jumped into damage control the moment the clip started circulating. He quickly blamed the interviewer, insisting the situation had been twisted. He claimed he never said, and would never say, anything disrespectful about Tina. According to Matthew, his words were taken completely out of context.
I said, and I'm actually quoting, what work did she put in? It was a question. Look, I don't do interviews, Carlos. I have conversations.
Yeah.
And I have the right, as you know, I'm a college professor. I didn't know what he meant by that. So I'm saying, calmly, what work did she put in? That was a question. I don't know how that became a comment, but it was a question. And then the gentleman went on to say her hair. Well, Tina did way more than just her hair. And if you look at the interview, I said her hair. No, she did the styling built an image for Destiny's Child. When you agree that that's way more than just saying someone did the hair, people try to bait us all the time to be against each other. There was a complete misrepresentation here, and I'm evaluating all legal remedies.
But child, even before Matthew had the chance to clear the air, the internet had already started dragging him. At the same time, people were loudly praising Tina. Many pointed out how Tina was the one holding the family together with her hair salon. That was happening while Matthew had just walked away from his corporate job. People also reminded everyone about the outfits Tina created for Destiny's Child. At that time, no one else was willing to step in and style the group. And it didn't stop there, because Tina was part of the vision for the group from the very beginning. Some even said she helped come up with the name. Others talked about how she gave the girls guidance and stability while they were still young. She was more involved in their journey than many fans realized. But even with all the support coming her way, Tina still found a subtle way to respond to Matthew, and she did it in the most Tina way possible. She reposted a video someone made highlighting her contributions to the group. That move alone felt like a quiet but very clear message. Many fans felt that little bit of shade was deserved after everything Matthew had said. After all, the history between them is not exactly clean. People quickly brought up the past, including the fact that Matthew cheated on Tina multiple times. He even had children outside the marriage. So for him to downplay Tina's role in one of the biggest girl groups ever created was never going to sit well with the public. But Tina didn't stop there either. She later posted another video making her stance very clear. In that video, she said she doesn't care if people try to deny her impact. She's going to keep doing her thing no matter what anyone says.
Advice would you give women who are still discovering their power, even with men in their lives who may discredit that power and their contribution?
I have been through some tumultuous times in relationships, but one thing has been constant, that I keep it moving. No matter what is going on in your personal life, you have to work. You have to make a career for yourself. And if you have children, they have to be your first priority. So you just keep it moving. You keep doing you. And, and everything.
Matthew might have stayed quiet after the first jab, but when the second one came, he clearly wasn't having it. He insisted he never said anything messy or out of line about Tina. According to Matthew, his comments were completely misunderstood. And while he acknowledged Tina's role in Destiny's Child and Beyoncé's empire, he claimed there were moments behind the scenes when she became a problem, and he had to step in.
Beyoncé was 7, and her dance teacher put her in a talent show with bigger kids, like all the way up to high school. And I was like, that's not fair, because she's only 7. And she went in, and she was shy. And I mean, she got on that stage and commanded the stage. And my husband and I were like, who is that? Because the confidence came and the joy. I could see it. And so she felt so confident. She said, well, I just want to get my trophy. I'm hungry and I want to go home. And I'm like, you don't know if you won. Like, sit down and chill. But it was something that happened on that stage that I had never seen before. So I felt very.
And here's where things get even more complicated. While Matthew was being called out for cheating, there were also rumors that Tina might have been doing her own thing behind the scenes. This claim actually resurfaced years ago when Beyoncé's former vocal coach spoke about it in his book. According to him, Tina wasn't exactly suffering alone during her troubled marriage. In the book, he described a moment that caught him completely off guard. One afternoon, he went over to the main house to pick up his keyboard. While walking in, he unexpectedly saw Tina kissing a man. And the man wasn't just anyone, it was actor Richard Lawson. The moment was apparently so awkward that Tina had no choice but to introduce them. The coach said he immediately recognized Lawson and even complimented his work. Meanwhile, Tina was supposed to be at her salon that day, so the whole situation left him surprised and slightly uncomfortable. Now, regardless of those old stories, there's one thing people have always noticed about Tina, and that's the way she fiercely protects Beyoncé. According to Matthew, Tina sometimes cares more about Beyoncé's public image than Beyoncé herself. He even suggested that Tina lives somewhat through her daughter's success. When you really think about it, that could explain a lot. Tina has always been quick to defend Beyoncé whenever criticism appears. Meanwhile, Beyoncé herself usually stays quiet and avoids public drama. That contrast has always stood out to fans. Matthew also claimed that once Tina realized her own opportunities had passed, she poured all of her focus into Beyoncé's future. When Destiny's Child began gaining attention, that focus reportedly became even stronger. Tina wanted Beyoncé to stand out more than anyone else in the group. One example often mentioned was the decision to have Beyoncé go blonde. The idea was that the lighter hair would make her instantly recognizable. And according to some reports, the other members were encouraged to tan. The goal, allegedly, was to create an even stronger contrast between them and Beyoncé. Naturally, that raised a lot of questions about who was really making those decisions behind the scenes. And many people believe Tina played a major role in shaping that image.
They had to tan a lot.
Tan a lot because they wanted Beyoncé to be the lightest one?
I mean, Michelle, I, and Kelly tanned sometimes. So.
Wow. And Beyoncé wouldn't tan?
Wow. Not unless